Dave McGrath, tell the listeners something they may not know about Gene Pitney.
Gene was a funny guy. People always thought he was so serious. We had all these, the Prince of Pain, he had all these heartbreaking songs. You know, backstage I'm lonely, backstage I cry, half heaven, half heartache, only love can break a heart. But off that stage, Gene was a regular guy. He had a sense of humor. And the other thing people don't know about Gene loved to work on, I remember 25 years ago, I lived in a place like this out in the country, and my septic system failed. I called Gene Pitney. He talked me through fixing my septic system.
I was just speaking to someone else who told me he still to this day mowed his lawn.
He did. He loved doing that. He loved to. You find him in his garage. Dave, do you know anything about refrigerator motors? Yeah, I know. I pay somebody else to fix mine for me. Yeah, he loved to tinker. Gene would rather. He'd rather do the plumbing and the electricity.
In 1969, Gene and the vocal group The Tokens simultaneously released the same song, She Lets Her Hair Down Early in the Morning, the same week. And still on the line with me is Gene's friend, recording artist Johnny Tillotson. Johnny, tell the folks about the plane problem you had with Gene.
We had some trouble with one of the small planes on one of our Dick Clark tours. It was a big jump where we had to park the bus, get on a plane, and then go to another destination. And we were having some difficulty landing. And Dick had already arrived there with some of the other artists. And so they were down on the ground in this little airport. And we were all just saying little prayers to get us down safely because like the show must go on. That's what we were thinking. And Gene got on the loudspeaker and he said, well, I have no doubt that we're going to make it. He said, I hope you have your memorial albums already in the can. And we all cracked up. And that, of course, lightened the tension.
At Gene Pitney's wake in Somers, Connecticut, Gene Pitney fan Linda Mallory joined me. Where are you from, Linda?
Yeah, I came here from Chicago today, and I've gone to about 35 Gene Pitney concerts in the last 5 years, because when I rediscovered him, I had to catch up, you know. I had to make up for all those lost years. So I hit it as hard as possible for as long as it lasted.
So you flew in for this occasion from Chicago?
Yes, my friend who is standing over there also in black came in from Colorado.
Did you have a favorite Gene Pitney song yourself?
Two favorite Gene Pitney songs. One was called Just One Smile, which is a conversation that started my getting back to Gene Pitney. You know, he saw it on his website. He asked for comments, and I told him why it was my favorite song, and guess what? He answers his email.
After spending nearly a decade on the charts, Gene cut back his touring schedule in the 70s to stay home with his growing family of 3 sons, Todd, Christopher, and Dave. However, he continued to appear on the British charts until 1974 and would occasionally tour Europe and Britain. Then, in 1989, he was introduced to a new generation of fans. He recorded the duet Something's Got a Hold of My Heart with former Soft Cell singer Mark Almond.
Something's got a hold of my heart, keeping my soul and my senses apart. Something's gotten into my life, cutting its way through my dreams like a knife, turning me up, turning me down, making me smile and making me frown. In a world that was war, I once lived in a time that was peace with no trouble at all. But then you came my way, and a feeling unknown shook my heart, made me want you to stay. All of my nights and all of my days. I wanna tell you now something got a hold of my hand, dragging my soul to a beautiful land. Yeah, something has invaded my night, painting my sleep with a color so bright, changing the gray, changing the blue. Scarlet for me, scarlet for you. Got to know if this is the real thing. Got to know what's making my heart sing. Oh, yeah. Smiling, I am lost for a lifetime. Each minute spent with you is the right time. Every hour, yeah, every day, yeah. You touch me and my mind goes astray. And baby, and baby, something's gotten hold of my hands, dragging my soul to a beautiful land. Yeah, something's gotten into my life, cutting its way through my dreams like a knife, turning me up, turning me down, making me smile, making me frown. In a world that was I was lived in a time that was peace with no trouble at all. But then you came my way. And a feeling unknown shook my heart, made me want you to stay. All of my nights and all of my days. Yeah, I wanna tell you now something's gotten hold of my heart, keeping my soul and my senses apart. Yeah, something has invaded my life, painting my soul with colors so bright, changing the gray, changing the blue. Scarlet for me and scarlet for
In 2002, Gene Pitney reached the pinnacle of his musical career when he was honored with his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The music world was stunned on the morning of April 5, 2006, to learn of Gene's sudden death of natural causes after playing a sold-out show the night before at St. David's Hall in South Wales. Gene's body was returned to the simple rural town of Somers, Connecticut, 20 miles north of Hartford for his wake and funeral. Townspeople who regarded Gene as a friend and neighbor turned out by the thousands, and it was time for the fans all over the world to pay tribute to this phenomenal talent. Johnny Tillotson is still with me on Rewind, and the rest of the show is yours, my friend. What did you say to Gene's wife, Lynn?
I told her, as time goes on, little things will remind you of Gene that will bring your heart great happiness, or someone will mention his name with a little story, and sweet memories will fill your heart. And I said, keep those memories watered like flowers in a garden, and they'll always be fresh to you. And that's what I've done with my daughter, Kelly. Sometime I'll see a girl with the same color eyes and the same height and the same long, beautiful brown hair, and it's like she's with me again. Or there's a slight smell of perfume in the spring air, and I say, oh, Kelly wore something like that. So I said, I tell that to many people who ask about the pain. When will that be over? And I explained, don't put a time on that because it really won't be over. But it does change into a more positive feeling from the extreme loss into sweet memories and recollections, and the person you love so dearly lives in your heart. And Lynn is a wonderful lady. I'm so proud of their marriage. I mean, the fact that she was his only wife, that's a lovely thing. And the three boys, I think it's Todd, Christopher, and Dave, a wonderful family. And we all love him, and we love the Pitney family.
Be sure to visit Johnny Tillotson at johnnytillotson.com. Thanks to all the Rewind guests over the past 2 weeks. A special thanks to my writer, Mike Richard, Bob Robertson, my producer and friend, and to you. Visit us online at rewindshow.com. I'm Jimmy J.